Strictly Brazil.
Team. I have teams that I'm rooting for.
Okay, okay. What teams are you? Don't say you're rooting for. What are you? Which teams are you supporting in the?
Okay, let me be
World
honest.
Cup?
I'm a big Neymar fan. In fact, if Neymar told me to fly to Brazil now, I would.
So
Brazil,
that's Brazil?
I'm also in love with how De La Fuente plays with Spain. So my second team is Spain. And then lastly, the king of football, Lionel Messi.
Argentina.
I'm always behind Messi. I don't care if he wins it, no problem. Whoever wins it, as long as it's Messi, fine. But the team that I'm not advocating for is Portugal, because they have all the best players on paper. So
if you look,
I don't like
Portugal.
I don't like the best team winning. They have the best players.
Are you supporting any team from Africa?
Yes, of course.
Which team are you supporting from Africa?
I'm a big Sadio Mane fan and Nicolas Jackson, so
Okay.
of course I'm behind Senegal. But I'm also in love with Cape Verde. They have so much spirit and so much heart. But I also believe DR Congo will shock us. Don't be surprised. They have the likes of Wissa, all of that. So
Congo.
all African teams, I'm rooting for them. Especially, the opening match, South Africa and Mexico against the host. I believe South Africa have talent. They have what we call showboaters. So it's going to be quite an interesting World Cup, Katela.
Talking about this World Cup, Alan, you've talked about Portugal. If you look at Portugal midfield, they have the likes of Vitinha, they have the likes of Bruno.
Exactly.
They have, actually, they have the best midfield. Some of the best midfielders in the world are from Portugal. Actually, if you look at midfield here, Portugal, imepack vizuri kabisa. And you saw what happened. Let's talk about Portugal. And we talk about Portugal, and then we'll talk about Argentina, because if you look at the Messi's boots right now, it was written something that means the last dance. Yes. Could it be his last World Cup?
Yes, unfortunately, for the two GOATs, Ronaldo and Messi. This is probably goodbye to the beautiful game.
And I think it will be so good if Portugal wins, because Cristiano...
I won't lie to you, in as much as I'm a Messi person, I would not be disappointed if Ronaldo wins it for the sake of football history.
Are you really a Messi person? If
you're
rooting in for...
In as much as you're a Messi person, you have to think about football. These two players have blessed us with the best football you can ever wish for as a fan. Years and years of pure rivalry, pure, derbies. So if Ronaldo wins it, well and good. Will I be sad because it's not Messi? Yes. But will I be happy for the footballing sake? Yes. Because in history, both two players walk out with the World Cup, and then now the GOAT debate now becomes better, so we can argue about it for years and years and years to come. But on paper, Portugal is lethal, because I'm looking at Nuno Mendes at left back, João Cancelo at right back, Vitinha, João Neves, the Ruben Neves, Bruno Fernandes, all of these players, João Felix, Bernardo Silva, Pedro Neto, Conceição, Rafael Leao, Cristiano Ronaldo leading the line. And I watched their friendly the other day. You can see this team means business. And one thing about a team with Ronaldo and Bruno Fernandes with it, they are absolutely mental factors. Like, they are mental. Ronaldo and Fernandes, they never give up. They go after everything. So I do expect Portugal to showcase their impeccable class. And no offense, it's going to be hard for any team to beat Portugal.
Before we continue, let's look at some. Let's talk about before moving to this week's fixtures. Let's talk about the timing. World Cup is so big, and Kenyans love football. We also that Kenyans love football. But the timings, some are saying this wouldn't be one of the best World Cups because of the timings. Having a game maybe at 1 a.m., having a game at 10 p.m., and some are really working the following day. Alan, what's your take? Do you think, because right now, if you look at these World Cup, there's something that is lacking, the noise, something that is like, do you think, is it because it's in the US, timing? Do you really think Kenyans watafuatilia sana hii World Cup?
Let me tell you, one thing about the World Cup.
They'll just wait quarterfinals, knockout stages.
People will follow, but of course it will not be lifetime. It will be, of course, highlights and all of that. And that's why TV47, we'll have a special show just to tell people about everything. But what I'm going to say is that, first of all, the political factor about it has been really saddening. We saw Iraq arrive at US, and they're only supposed to arrive there and play their game and leave. And even so that when they were touching down, their photographer was not allowed into the US. So it's just that political factor that comes with the United States of America. it's quite saddening. That's why there have been reports from various cities such as New York, LA, New Jersey, that there have not been enough sales, enough bookings. Because why? People are not traveling to the US. People are preferring Canada and Mexico because they are trying to avoid the issue, the political issue that comes with the USA. And I do not know why FIFA went for it, but truth be told, most money made in sport is made in the USA, so it's sad. But about the timing, of course, first game 10 p.m., second game 1 a.m., third game 3 a.m., fourth game 4 a.m., 5 a.m. That's absolutely mental. Even for us as members of the media, it's going to be hard to follow up. But like I said, fanatics like me will be up all night. I know I'll struggle with work, but for 1 month, I'll take it because we're not going to have another World Cup like this. We're not going to have another World Cup like this. So we're going to have to be at our best. And 48 teams, Katela, I can promise you out of the 104 matches, I'd probably watch 90.
Yourself?
Myself.
Danko Macharia, if Alan asks for off, tafadhali, don't give him any off, because he said this month he's very willing. Now let's look at some of the fixtures. Let's look at some of the fixtures of this week's games that will be happening this week. Remember, the World Cup is starting on the 11th of June until the 19th of July. Now on Thursday 11th, we're having Mexico versus South Africa, Sprague Benz, Mexico versus South Africa, and then timing is, Mr. Director. I think that's the opening fixture.
It is happening at 10 p.m.
It's happening at 10 p.m.
The best thing is the opening ceremony comes right before it. And even interesting, our FKF, Football Kenya Federation President Hussein Mohammed, is currently on a flight to Mexico for the opening ceremony. So, Katela,
and there's
what do you
something
think?
They said about the vuvuzelas, the ban of vuvuzelas. We cannot remember when the World Cup was in South Africa. Something was so interesting about the vuvuzelas. Why do you think they banned? Now imagine it was Mexico, the host, and then they have South Africa, the Bafana, and then with the,
I can feel like, the European footballers complain that, it distracted them. You can imagine coming to South Africa and then you've never experienced a vuvuzela, and the first moment you get a ball on the touchline, you hear, they'll also be scared, they'll be paranoid. And it's not one vuvuzela. In a stadium of about 60,000, there are 40,000 vuvuzelas. So it was quite disappointing. We love it as Africans, but I can understand where the Europeans are coming from, but they're still like,
But you can remember back in 2010, when South Africa were hosts, still the opening fixture was Mexico and South Africa. And we also, the kind of the oomph that was there, the vuvuzelas and the African thing.
Exactly. Let me tell you, the best thing about this opening fixture, there is no other country that has hosted more World Cups than Mexico. So Mexico brings the history. And we're talking about South African fans being wild. Wait till you see Mexico fans. You are going to see craziness. It's going to be absolute madness. Let me tell you, I've been able to see a couple of Mexican games. Let me tell you, those people bounce. 20, up to.
I think this will be one of the best. If you remember back in 2010, when South Africa versus Mexico, it was very interesting. But this match will be at 10 p.m. East African time, 10 p.m. East African time on Thursday, 11th June. Now, Arocho, welcome back. We are on the World Cup, and tell us, which team first are you supporting in the World Cup?
I'm with Senegal.
Some of the teams you've started in Africa. You're only with Senegal.
No. Me, you cannot have two teams. How do you have two?
Alan has almost six.
No.
I said I'm rooting.
Just be a realist. Me, I'm with Senegal. If in any case Senegal is eliminated, then my tournament is done. I'd like to respond to what you've said about vuvuzelas. With all due respect to the Europeans and the Asians, I think FIFA has a problem with Africa. Anything that emanates from this continent, so far, anything unique that emanates from this continent is normally shunned. Look at what happened when Cameroon went to the World Cup with that different kind of a uniform.
Yes.
Yes, it was,
looked like a vest.
it was more or less, FIFA had an issue. I'm trying to imagine if a European team came up with that idea. I don't think they could have handled it the way they handled Cameroonians, to forcing them not to put on those attires. Even Vuvuzela, I feel that it's simply because we did it so well in 2010.
The World Cup was so loud.
Yes.
So lively.
It was so lively, you know, back in South Africa.
That is
but
the
right
essence.
now, I don't understand.
That is the essence of the game. The loudness is the essence of the game. And that's why I feel that whatever comes from Africa at times is not given that weight that it deserves, because it was unique. And you know, Vuvuzelas, okay, the challenge, according to the guys who had issues with it, was the fact that perhaps you could not even get to hear the whistle from the referee. But these are things that happen. The drums that are normally in stadiums at times even interfere with guys. But you know, somebody cannot blow up Vuvuzela for 90 minutes.
Exactly.
So it cannot be that 90 minutes communication will be seized. So basically, once again, I'll say I feel that FIFA has always been having issues with Africa and anything unique that we come up with.
Talking about Arocho, you're supporting Senegal, but let's talk about Portugal. A lot of people are saying that Portugal might win the World Cup because it has some of the best midfielders in their team right now. What's your take on that? Well,
it has a very balanced team.
Exactly.
In the likes of Bruno Fernandes, Cristiano Ronaldo up there, and several other good players. But I feel that they're somehow handicapped with their technical team. I feel that Ronaldo interferes a lot, Cristiano Ronaldo, interferes a lot with the decisions in that team. So as a player, your vision might be blurred. You might not really see things the way you ought to see them if you're off the pitch. You remember when they won the Euro, you could see Ronaldo becoming a coach. And for me, that one will be their main undoing, because at times players might favor their people who they are close with, or people who play their kind of game. So I feel that is an handicap, if you ask me. They have a good team, but the technical part might be interfered with one Cristiano Ronaldo.
Remember, Katila, on Friday, we'll also have Canada playing against Bosnia.
Can you, Mr. Director, give us the fixtures of this week? Because Thursday it's starting. Give us the fixture on Friday, Saturday.
There's an opening fixture on Thursday. Then here is Camp
And then on Friday we have South Korea versus Czech Republic, and then Canada versus Bosnia. Another interesting match.
Exactly.
It's a very interesting match on Friday. Do you have another one, Mr. Director? Saturday, USA versus Paraguay, and Qatar versus Switzerland. It's going to be a very busy week. From Thursday, it's going to be something very busy. And to our viewers back at home, I would like to tell you that you'll be getting all these on TV 47. Tutakuletea everything the way it is. Don't worry. Alan is saying he'll stay up all night. So the following day in the morning, you'll be having them right here. Another thing, let's talk about teams like France, teams like Argentina, USA, teams like Canada. We've seen the friendlies. You see a team like France, when they were beaten by Ivory Coast 2-1. And others say, is this the team that is going to World Cup? Are these the defending former winners of the previous World Cup? Alan?
Like I just said, you know, every team, there's that player that always brings trouble. In France,
coach.
It's Mbappe, you know, already having a problems with Kante before the World Cup. In Portugal, it's Cristiano. I don't know, like, can you just play football without politicizing football? That's why I like stars, but I feel like let's go back to the old days whereby football stars really enjoy the game. You know, you can do everything else, just don't bring the drama to the football team, especially when it comes to the national team. At club level, do whatever you want. But I feel like in France, if there's going to be a problem, it's going to come from Mbappe. He might score all the goals, but I do feel France will struggle a lot with its ego.
Arocho, do you agree?
Well, normally players have egos. Big players come with big egos, and that's why I felt, that's another reason why I felt that Portugal will struggle, because the egos, the players
will clash.
There'll be clash here and there. But at times it's the way you manage them. And Ivory Coast did so well winning against France. It was not a mean feat, winning against France. But look at what happened in the previous World Cup, where Argentina lost. You know, many people, it's lost in many people's mind that Argentina lost their opening match against Saudi Arabia.
Exactly.
So at times, the way you play in the initial stages might not really necessarily describe how you perform. Being a tournament, you grow a match after the other, and you learn your way as you progress. So these friendlies, yes, they might be an indicator, but it's not cast on stone that the way you perform might dictate, the way you perform in your opening matches or even the friendlies might dictate your performance in the tournament.
Well, there you have it. Thank you so much, Papa Fred Arocho. Team Senegal, and then we have Alan here, Team Argentina.
Mr. Neutral.
Oh, Mr. Brazil. Remember, you'll be catching the live action Kanasha and Director Saman Team Cote d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, right here. But you'll be catching the live action of World Cup right here on TV47 for the whole month. So tutakuwa tunakuletea. So stay tuned from Thursday. Tutakuwa na nyinyi big and bad. Thank you so much, Arocho. Alan, one more time. I am Katela Macy. See you on Thursday. Sawa. Thursday, Friday. See you on Friday. Mapema sana. Thank you so much, all our viewers back at home. A very good morning to you and stay safe.